Hey y'all, welcome back yet again. Oh y'all, mm, I'm trying to see where to start because I don't want to, and y'all know I stress all the time, like misconstrue the message that I'm trying to get across. So, oof, how do I start this? How do I start this? Oh my gosh. So it's taken me quite, quite some time to speak on this topic. And I'm still trying to let it resonate through my mind, like what to say, because it's a very sensitive topic, and I don't want to misrepresent Christ in any way when I'm speaking on this. So this topic is going to be dealing with Kevin Samuels. Oh my gosh, Lord, come speak to me as to how to deliver your message, because I don't know right now. um. Oh wait. So when it comes to going against the grain and speaking on things that in a certain way and manner and tone that destroys what God is trying to build, um, that becomes a problem. That becomes a problem. And I'm not saying that his passing was due to the wrath of God whatsoever. Whatsoever. Because there's also this thing called free will that also seems like it's something that played a factor in what ultimately caused his death. um, Narcotics, substance abuse, or something like that. When he was found in his room, putting the pieces together, that's what it seems like had the most effect or impact on the cause of death for him. And like I said, I don't want anybody to misinterpret what I'm saying, and I'm not saying, therefore, I'm not saying that this was the wrath of God. However, I will say this, and I will stand by this. You cannot be out here playing when it comes to um, God's creations, man and woman, woman and man, specifically so strongly in the African American community. You cannot be out here playing with God and what his intentions are for people when it comes to marriages and households that are whole with two healthy individuals in the household, man and woman, mom and dad. You cannot play with that. Everybody meets their match. It's only a matter of time when you are playing with something so serious. To sit up there and degrade women for likes, black women for comments, making men feel like that they are the prize and women are the scum beneath their shoe, if not less than that. Black women, you cannot sit up here and use people's body image or the fact that people have children out of wedlock, unfortunately, unfortunately, but fortunately, because regardless of how they were conceived, they are still gifts from God, even though God also wants children to be conceived in marriage, in holy matrimony, through that. So regardless of how they had children, you don't play with people like that and shame them in front of the entire world using a platform for evil and thinking you're going to get away with it, because at that point you're doing the work of the adversary, not of God. You're working for the enemy, not God. And he don't be playing about stuff like that. He don't at all. And I watched like maybe 2 of his videos, never watched the full thing. I couldn't take it. I couldn't tolerate it. My stomach was just like, I need to run outside. Somebody pass me a trash can. But it's so I could never take it. But I would just see what he would say, and my heart would be so broken, and it would be broken from a spiritual standpoint, because that's what I'm talking about. What came over me watching that on a spiritual level, I said, oh man, oh man. Forgive those, for they know not what they do. Because that's what popped up in my head, because I'm like, forgive him, Lord, for he knows not what he does. But it's just like, oh, and that thing was so heavy on me. It was so heavy on me. Like, that's how I knew that, you know, it's like I did when you tap into the spiritual realm, and when you have that foundation with Christ, it's like he gives you the sense or the urge of using your spirit to kind of feel, and it's kind of heavy. So you have to be really in tune and in touch with Christ to be able to handle everything he gives you to handle. But it was kind of heavy when I would see him do that. Like my body is just like, the spirit is just like a heat wave came over me. You have these waves of pure peace and joy that you experience when God gives you the gifts of picking up things with your spirituality, whether it's somebody else's emotion, discernment, the spirit of discernment, things like that. It's just something that you can't control it. It's just something that you feel. So when I would see these videos, it's like a heat wave of darkness came over me, and I was just like, this is so displeasing and so dissatisfying to Christ. And every day, every person has their day, and it's just so unfortunate. And you know, life will put us on our behinds, and I don't really know where I was going to take it from here, because I'm kind of getting stopped in my tracks, because it's just like, wow, 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 wow. And again, like I mentioned in my previous video, I take these social media breaks. So I wasn't even on social media when he passed. I didn't know anything about it. I think I was probably off for maybe like 2 to 3 weeks at that time, just taking my breaks or whatever to continuously get myself together, as I'll say throughout so many videos, because I just take so many social media breaks with purpose. And it is necessary just for things in general, like your mental health, your physical health, just making sure you're okay, working out, making sure you're staying on top of eating healthy, whatever your situation may be for you. That's why I take my breaks for my own reasons, but that's why I take them, just to throw that out there. So I think I probably hadn't been on there for about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, to be honest, 3 weeks to a month at the time. And then leave it to good old news feed with these Apple iPhones, it came across my thing. I was just like, no way. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was reading it wrong. So I clicked on the thing, and I started reading. I clicked on the headline, and I started reading. I still didn't believe it. I was in disbelief. I was like, no way. No way. Because even though you kind of know, you never think, or you never know when it's going to happen. But like as far as his passing, or as far as, you know, yeah. So I then clicked on Instagram, because I was like, ain't no way, this thing tripping. Like, because I will never applaud or parade in somebody's death. Never. Absolutely not. I don't care how much of a bad term I'm on with someone. I don't care how disgusted I am about someone's remarks, or whatever the case may be. I would never parade in somebody's death or passing. Never. So I wasn't excited to see that. Was I surprised? I can't really even say I was surprised, but for that to have happened so soon and sudden like it did, that was the shocking part, because I was like, dang, you didn't expect it to be, you know, every dog meet his match, but I would have never expected that timing of his passing. But man, oh man, y'all, this stuff ain't nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to play with. And I'm laughing out of just, let me breathe here, because it's just I guess I'm laughing out of sarcasm in the fact that he's not the only one who is saying things like that. Like, it's so many people out here, so many men out here who really feel that way. He was just the only one that said it. But it's nothing to play with. And so those people who feel like they're going to continue this thing on by degrading and belittling Black people, Black women, and making them feel like they're not worth it, like they just need to settle when it comes to a man, especially if they have children, like they're ugly because they're not all the way fit how they would like to be, but they're currently in the progress of making that happen for themselves, get into the size that they like. But until they do, then they're not worth it. They're not attractive if they don't get these lip injections or butt injections or plastic surgery or whatever the case may be, a liposuction or whatever the case may be. Had to correct my word there, but that they're just not good enough, and that they don't deserve to have a man that's going to love them, cherish them, and truly care for them the way that God created and intended for man to care for a woman, for man to love a woman. Then that's going to be a problem. And every dog has its day. And people don't take that serious. And it is a serious matter. Like, it is serious. Y'all, my thing is about to fall. They don't like what I'm talking about. But the message is going to get out here regardless. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. We're going to talk about what we came here to talk about today. So if y'all see that camera fall, that's fine. We back at it. I just got to hold it up a little bit. That's it. We good. All right. But every dog has its day, man. And it's just unfortunate. I ain't playing with God. And that's what he know. And I'm glad he know that we on the same accord. We on the same page of the book. Because people don't even understand. People don't even understand what they be playing with, man. Bro. That be the crazy part. They don't even be understanding what they playing with. Because they're not in tune with the spirit. They're not in tune with God. They've strayed away from it, to say the least. Man, oh man. People gonna have a rude awakening. That's all I got to say about that. People gonna have a rude awakening. And I'm just gonna sit back like, I ain't playing with you. Because people don't understand that God is so gentle. He is so loving. He is so caring. He is so kind. He is so sweet. He is just love. All things love. All things pure. All things peace. But when you start to play with things that he cared about and things that he loved and things that he intended to be of good, and you are turning it and making it evil, he ain't gonna play with you. He ain't gonna play with you for too long. He ain't gonna play with you for too long. Because he don't play about his people. And that's what people fail to realize. They get so caught up in, like I said, in fame and likes and comments and followers, that they lose their way. They lose their way. And they stray away from everything that God represents, stray away from everything that God intends to be a good thing, and they make it bad. And so y'all gonna see it's gonna be shaky a little bit because, like I said, I'm literally holding this mic with my hand right now to avoid this light from falling towards me. But that's okay. We're just gonna rock with it, roll with the punches, roll with the flow. But yeah, man. Not me, not I. I don't think so. Because he, like I said before, man and woman are to love each other, to cherish each other, to give each other, not the world, but to give each other Christ-like love, agape, peace, joy, shalom, peace. That's what it's all about. And for the Black community, that's what he wants. He wants that for everybody, every race, every culture, every ethnicity. But Black people, we struggle the most in that. And it's already, the damage has already been done to us so badly from just slavery, police brutality, um, what is it? The jailhouse. So many black men have already been taken from us. And so the ones that are left, and we've already been separated to an extent, whether it's light skin versus dark skin, or the light skinned guy only wants the light skinned girl with the long hair. It's just so much that they try to stop us from loving one another already. And then to have a black man just make a whole platform to just continue the foolishness, it just made it 5 times worse than what it already was. And that's sad. But I believe at this point, what I'm going to leave here in this video with is that we just really have to start to work on healing within ourselves, trauma within ourselves, ask ourselves what caused us to despise black men. If we do, what caused us to despise black women? If we do, why do we have these thoughts? Why do we feel what we feel when it comes to one another? It's time to break these barriers. It's time to, break these generational curses. It's time to just stop. We need to love one another. We need to care for one another. Stop letting ignorant people feed you information that is not pleasing to Christ. What are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously. Y'all, I'm drained. I'm really drained. Yeah, that's what I had to say about that. Took me some time because I wanted to make sure I got the message out correctly, and that nothing was to be taken to be misinterpreted. So I take my time, but it's still a bit much. It's a lot. It's a weight because just like the damage is kind of somewhat already done, but we can reverse that if we choose to. Black men and black women, we can reverse that. Just look to Christ, build that foundation with Him. Let's know better so we can do better. Learn better so we can do better. And I think we'll be all right as a people, as a whole, as man and woman, love, intimacy, trust, loyalty, respect. Let's minimize this abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, because it's all, one isn't greater than the other. They're all in the same category. They're all on the same, you know how they say, grade 1 to 5, what's worse, they all on the scale of 5 to 10, exceeding the scale limit. Okay, so yeah, man, let's do better. It's time. We're already living in a crazy world. The main thing that we need is love, and to love one another and to cherish one another, because we all we got. So, yeah, y'all. Till next time. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later from the depths of my heart. Thanks for hanging with your girl. Love y'all. Bye.